From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, June the 6th, 2018. Argentina's national soccer team has canceled its game in Israel after threats and pressure to do so. The team was scheduled to play Israel in a friendly match Saturday night in Jerusalem, a warm-up game ahead of the World Cup. But Argentina's Soccer Association President Claudio Tapia said today, "Unfortunately, we cannot come to Israel in the current situation." He said it's nothing against the Israeli community, it's nothing against the Jewish community, saying his primary responsibility was to look out for the health and safety of the team. Back in April, a campaign from the BDS, Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions movement, began urging the team not to take part in the game in Israel, using the motto, "Argentina, don't go." Palestinians pushed for the cancellation as well. Palestinian Football Association head Jibril Rajoub urged Argentinian soccer superstar Lionel Messi to bow out of the game and called on his fans to burn shirts bearing Messi's name if he did play. The Israeli embassy in Argentina said today that the game was suspended due to threats and provocations against Messi. Israel's sports and culture minister Miri Regev said a number of players on the Argentinian team had received threats to themselves and their families. The Israel Football Association said those threats crossed every red line and that they'll complain to FIFA, the International Soccer Federation, demanding punitive action against those who, quote, dared to explicitly incite to harm soccer players. Some had pointed a finger at Minister Regev after the game's venue was changed from Haifa to Jerusalem last month. But Director General of Israel's Culture and Sports Ministry, Yossi Sharabi, said Jerusalem was not the issue and that the team's very arrival in Israel was protested. There were, in fact, demonstrations against Israel and the match yesterday in Barcelona, where the Argentinian team is training at the moment, where some burned Argentine flags and held up team shirts splattered with red paint meant to signify blood. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke with Argentine President Mauricio Macri about the cancellation, but Macri said he was unable to influence the final decision. Israel's President Reuven Rivlin said today that the politicization in the Argentinian decision is of great concern. Even in the most difficult times, Rivlin said, we made every effort to leave considerations that are not purely about sport off the playing field. And it is a pity that the Argentina team did not manage to do so on this occasion. Associate Dean of the Simon Wiesenthal Center, Rabbi Abraham Cooper, weighed in as well, saying it is tragic that Argentina caved to terrorist-supporting bullies. He said the door was now wide open for escalating intimidation and blackmail. And Prime Minister Netanyahu is in Great Britain today, meeting with Prime Minister Theresa May. The two discussed Netanyahu's concerns about the Iran deal and the situation in Gaza.
We, as you know, the UK absolutely recognises the right that Israel has for self-defence against the activities of extremists and terrorists. But with 100 Palestinian lives lost and a deteriorating situation in Gaza, I hope we can talk about how we can alleviate that situation and how we can ensure that we can get back to a position where we're able to find a way through to talk about a two-state solution.
As far as Gaza is concerned, I think the problems there are rooted in the fundamental goal of Hamas to destroy Israel. We're not witnessing peaceful protests. In addition to burning our fields, these people are being paid for and pushed by Hamas to try to break into Israel's defenses, kill as many Israelis as they can right next to the border, and kidnap our soldiers. This is not a nonviolent protest, quite the contrary. We are doing everything we can to both minimize casualties and at the same time protect Israeli lives.
While the UK backs the Iran deal and Israel does not, Netanyahu said he believed there were ways to work together to keep Iran from attaining nuclear weapons and to roll back Iran's aggression in the region. This is the last stop on Netanyahu's European tour, which began in Germany and then France. Well, more fires today were sparked by incendiary kites sent from Gaza over the fence at Israel. Israeli firefighters battled blazes in some 22 different locations. Most were extinguished. Some were still being fought at the time of this report. And in the West Bank today, Israeli troops were conducting an arrest operation near Ramallah when a Palestinian hurled a large rock at them. One soldier was hit in the head by the rock and then fired towards the Palestinian, who was injured. The Palestinian was given medical treatment at the scene but died shortly after. Israel is participating for the first time in 2 large-scale international military exercises in Europe this week. IDF paratroopers are taking part in Operation Swift Response in Germany, Poland, Lithuania, and Latvia, training with the 173rd Brigade of the European Command of the U.S. Army. Israeli paratroopers are also part of the European Command's Sabre Strike NATO exercise this week, alongside soldiers from 19 other countries. The Jewish Book Council announced its Samri Rohr Prize winner yesterday. Ilana Kershan won the Jewish Literature Prize for her book, If All the Seas Were Ink, a memoir. The $100,000 award recognizes emerging writers who articulate the Jewish experience and the author's potential to make significant ongoing contributions to Jewish literature. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, June the 6th, 2018. I'm Teisha Bader.